Hello everyone, it's me, Lou here. I got a fun little video idea. This is completely unscripted. You might hear things in the background because I'm recording on my iPad and my family is home, but I thought this would be a funny little idea. Completely, I already said unscripted, but unscripted. Where I wanted to show you guys something that I made years ago. We all had our cringy, really bad OCs, right? Like, I'm not the only one who had some of the most cringe, stolen from media I was a fan of, characters ever made. I'm sorry, I'm thinking. But, I thought it would be fun if we went on my old abandoned Wattpad account and read the book that I made for these OCs, because it is really funny. Because it's so poorly written. Completely stolen from, like, Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats, 100%. But, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna read this. I don't know what I'm gonna put up on the screen. This is more of like a podcast sort of thing. I don't really know what to do for visuals. I could put up some random speed paints I made, but they wouldn't be like related, so I don't know if I'll do that or not. I'll decide while I'm editing the video. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm just gonna open up Wattpad, if I have it on my tablet still. Should be somewhere. I do in fact have Wattpad. Okay, but I have to sign in again. 1 second here. Please be patient with me for a second. Alright, and I am in. It should be, all the stuff on my Wattpad has been privated. Like, you can't go and read this yourself anymore because obviously it's embarrassing and cringe. But, let's find it. It is called Dragons of Profit. I didn't ever finish writing this. I only got like a few arcs into it, because obviously I was stealing from Wings of Fire with, like, the different arcs. It was about these talking dragons. I don't know why it's called Of Profit. I think I really wanted it to be, like the dragon nets of the prophecy from, like, Wings of Fire. But, I think the context I made for being Of Profit, I never got this far. But I think there was supposed to be, like, a continent called Profit. I don't know, but let's get into this. It starts with the tribes, and I will throw pictures of the tribes up on screen. First is water dragons. The king of the water dragons currently is Xander, so obviously this is like ripping off the beginning part of the Wings of Fire books, where they have the tribes. I even call them the tribes. Where it lists the tribe and then it has like the king, because I wanted to be super different from Wings of Fire, obviously, so instead of having like a queen, they'd have a king. Air dragons, King Eagle, and it's like the elements, I guess, where it's the fire, water, air, earth. Fire dragons, king is Crimson. Crimson's really old. I think he's the only king that doesn't change between this, like, exposition arc and then the real, like, first arc with the main hero characters. He's old. And then Earth dragons, unknown, disappeared years ago. Ooh, ominous! Okay. Let's go on. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure that it's still recording me. Yep, it is still recording me. Let's go back into this. Chapter 1. Or I guess this would be the prologue, technically. The beginning. King Xander, the Water Dragon Kingdom. I'd have this thing where it's like at the top of each chapter, it would list the point of view character and then the place they're from. I'm sorry, I'm a really bad reader out loud. And also, this is written terribly. Xander sat close to Indigo. They stared from the sandstone balcony of their palace up at the glimmering stars, filling Xander with a calmness he hadn't felt in a long while. Xander had been worrying. He and Indigo would be parents soon. Would he be a good father? Better father than his father, who was awful. Lore drop. Everyone in this universe has shitty dads. He turned to Indigo. She was beautiful. Her indigo and gold scales shined in the starlight. Her shiny golden horns curled like a ram's, and her beautiful golden mane flowed in the calm breeze. "Hey, Indigo?" he asked, while fiddling with the tuft of fur on his tail. "Yes, Xander?" Indigo responded, her green eyes glimmering with curiosity. "Do you think," Xander stuttered, "do you think I'll be a good father?" Indigo seemed surprised by the question. "Of course. You'll be the best dad ever. I bet our dragonettes will love you." She gave Xander a reassuring smile. Again, ripping off Wings of Fire with the dragonettes as like the baby dragons. Also something I think I have to mention, water dragons don't have wings. Let's just get that out of the way quick. Oh wait, I said I'd show the pictures. Never mind, I said I'd show the pictures. My bad, I've never done like a video where I'm recording myself. But spoiler alert, Xander will not be a good dad. You'll see soon. I haven't read this in ages, but I remember he's not a good dad. The character assassination after this prologue is insane. "Your Majesties!" A guard ran onto the balcony. "It's your eggs!" Indigo jumped up, following the guard back into the large sandstone palace. I don't know why their palace is made of sandstone. That shit would break apart. That shit would break apart. I'm sorry. "What happened?" And it's like an exclamation point, but there's no question mark. She yelled, fear in her eyes. Xander got up and followed close behind them. "Oh no," he worried. "What happened to our eggs?" he worried. Why did I say he worried twice? Shut up! The large hallways were lit with bright white globes. Obviously, I'm ripping off the what are they called? I haven't read Wings of Fire in a bit. The moon globes or something that they have growing in the Ice Kingdom. They hung from the ceiling, as always, on copper chain links. They ran downstairs into the main hall. A large dome-shaped area with a few wooden doors with labels telling dragons what room was on the other side. "I believe they're hatching." So now, only now does the guard explain himself. He like freaked out the queen. They're like, "What happened to our eggs?" And he just doesn't tell them until they're right at the door. I think I wanted the suspense. I believe they're hatching, said the guard as he opened the door labeled Royal Hatchery. The guard led the royal dragons past the other guards outside into the dimly lit room. The only light was the light of the moon shards outside, shining through the small window. So, I also kind of I wanted to be special and different, while also ripping off the different moon thing from Wings of Fire. So it's like a moon that's broken apart. It's a moon that's broken apart, basically, so there's a bunch of pieces of it floating in the sky every night. Also, I think that's where the dragons go when they die and go to heaven. Or, they go to the moon shards, like StarClan from Warrior Cats. I'm so sorry I'm yapping so much. This is gonna be a long video. We're not even through the prologue yet, and it's 11 minutes long. One of the eggs had already hatched. The dragonette's bright pink eyes glowed in the dim light. His horns curled like Indigo's. Indigo ran over to pick up the small purple dragonette, crying tears of joy. I'm going to name him Glamour, she smiled, because your scale... Oh, wait, sorry. I'm going to name you Glamour, she smiled, because your scales are the most beautiful purple and gold I've ever seen. Xander stared at the deep blue unhatched egg. What about this one? Indigo turned to the egg near her paws. She thought for a second. He'll hatch later, I guess. She set down their son and kneeled down to whisper something to the egg. I love you, Shark. I'm sure you'll be wonderful. So, now we have set up Shark. Shark is a very, synonymous character. What's the word? He's a very infamous character with me. Anyone who's known me for a few years probably recognizes him just by his name. Definitely recognizes him by his art. He's funny. That's all I'm gonna say now. That's all I'm gonna say now. But he's funny. Let's go on to the next part. 10 years later. Shark, the Water Dragon Kingdom. Shark is a water dragon prince. He never liked being royalty. All the attention made him feel sick. That's why he'd only go out in the early morning when dragons were mostly still asleep. Shark walked down the gravel path, past sandstone buildings. I still don't get why they're using sandstone. That shit breaks! And little wooden shacks where during the day dragons would sell food, items, etc. It was still quite dark out. The sun was barely over the mountains, and you could hear crickets and the quiet songs of birds. His sapphire-colored scales, the sapphire scales will be important, his sapphire-colored scales shined in the morning light as he walked. Then he heard a voice. 2 voices. One sounded high and sweet, the other sounded tired and deeper. Ha! Croc, you're so funny! The high voice laughed. The 2 dragons came around the corner. Warm red-orange colored scales shined in the dim light, along with her friend, who looked a lot less visually appealing than the ruby sunset that he had just seen. Pale green and yellow with jagged horns just like sharks. The pretty orange water dragon turned to look at Shark with her gleaming green eyes. Hello, she greeted. She ran up the gravel path with her doll friend trekking behind her. Hi, Shark froze. The doll dragon's dark green eyes glared at him threateningly. I thought we were the only dragonettes that got up this early. Oh, whoa, that was supposed to be sunset. Never mind. I thought we were the only dragonettes that got up this early, said the orange dragon. My name's Sunset. What's your name? That's Prince Shark, claimed the dull one. Really, Croc? Questioned Sunset. Yes, I am, said Shark, answering for him. Wow! Sunset's face lit up. I never thought I'd meet a prince. Croc growled under his breath at Shark. Is he mad at me? Shark thought. My name is Crocodile, Croc said, with an unwelcoming expression. Oh my god, hold on. Gibson, stop! My cat is being an asshole. Oh my god, can you hear that on the recording? I don't know if you can hear that. Stop! My name is Crocodile, Croc said with an unwelcoming expression. He looked over to Sunset, who had noticed his hostility, and then back at Shark, and looked back at Shark, and his expression loosened. Don't worry about him, Sunset reassured Shark. He means well. Anyways, want to join our group? We like to come out before everyone else wakes up, and go down to the shore. Shut up! I'm gonna scare him away. He's trying to get in my room. I'm gonna scare him away real quick. Oh my god, man. Don't worry about him, Sunset reassured Shark. He means well. Anyways, want to join our group? We like to come out before everyone else wakes up and go down to the shore. The sunrises are always beautiful. Shark hadn't really had any friends before, other than his brother Glamour, who had just gave Shark a half-asleep speech about why he should get more rest. Sure, Shark answered with excitement. He couldn't remember the last time he'd felt this happy. He's emo! Shark's fucking emo. I swear to God, this man. I might put some art on the screen. Cue the Vine Boon sound effect. Emo! Then come on. Sunset ran down the street with glee, with Crocodile and Shark following close behind. They turned the corner to a trail with no buildings on the sides leading down to the ocean shore. It was starting to get lighter out. As they trekked down the path, orange light began to shine off the water, and they could hear dragons beginning to wake up and set up shop behind them. The three dragonettes ran down to the sandy beach. Sunset and Crocodile sat down by the water, getting wet sand between their claws. Shark paused, wondering if this was a good idea. Sunset turned around and called out to Shark. Come on, Shark! Shark decided to go down to the water by them. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Making actual friends would be great for him. He looked down to see his reflection in the water. He saw his bright blue and gold scales and his pretty blue-green eyes. He realized that the sun was almost done rising. I have to go, Shark said nervously. See you later? Sure, Sunset replied. You're part of our club now, Shark. And I used the wrong your. Fuck! She smiled. Shark smiled back and ran down the beach to avoid the dragons in the streets. Eventually, he came to a spot where he could hop up into the grass and walk up the gravel road that led to the palace. He went inside to a big room with labeled doors. The floor was made of smooth sandstone, again with the fucking sandstone, with a large sun design painted on it that covered the entire floor. He went to the stairs on the right side of the room. He walked up the stairs to a large hallway. He entered a dark room with 2 beds made of red fabrics. Laying on one of the beds was sleeping Glamour. Shark reached up and tapped the globe hanging from the ceiling with his claw, and it started glowing, lighting up the room. Again, ripping off wings of fire! Shark wasn't sure how the globes worked. All he knew was that a long time ago a moon shard fell from the sky and landed somewhere in the forest, and the trees around it had been growing the glowing orbs ever since. Glamour groaned. Is it already morning? And by that I mean actual morning, not shark morning. Yes, it's actual morning, Shark replied. Now get up. Mother and father will want us downstairs soon. It's your 10th hatching day today. Today was Glamour's hatching day. Shark would have to wait till tomorrow for his. According to his mother, he was just a late hatcher. His father says it's a bad omen, and is constantly worrying about it. Shark didn't understand his dad's logic. It's not like he was gonna kill him. Foreshadowing! It's not like he was gonna kill him. Oh! I don't know if we'll get to that part in this episode, because I don't want to make this too unbearably long. But, guys, I think Shark might kill his father. I don't know. He might do a Darkstalker. I don't know. That would be ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Totally. That's totally not gonna happen. Oh, my foreshadowing skills were so on the fucking... Oh, I can't... Glamour hopped out of bed. That's right. Today's my hatching day. Shark was surprised that Glamour forgotten. It took me a second to realize what I meant by that. He was surprised Glamour forgot that it was his hatching day. Oh my god. Glamour walked proudly to the door, opening it. You coming? He asked Shark. Shark nodded and followed him downstairs. And that's the end of the chapter. How long is this recording so far? 23 minutes! 23 minutes. Should we go for an hour? I don't know. I'm just gonna do this as long as I want to before I get tired of it. But I am going to get a drink of water real quick. It's right here. Bit of ASMR for you. God, editing this video is gonna be a fucking blast. Oh my god. Alright, let's get back into it. Let's go. Hatching Day, Shark, the Water Dragon Kingdom. Not Shark. Oh my god, my brain's on Shark right now because you know. Everyone knows. Glamour bounded down the stairs into the main room. Shark didn't want to run, but he did to keep up with his ecstatic brother. They turned to enter the throne room. Father! Glamour ran up to his father on the throne, and Shark followed close behind. Hello, Glamour. Xander's yellow eyes gleamed at his son. Xander's eyes became filled with disappointment as he turned to Shark. And hello, Shark. The character assassination! Why? Xander was so worried about being a good father, and now he's being fucking asshole. I really wanted him to be Arctic from Wings of Fire, guys. Aww. The character assassination of my boy. Completely insane. Hello, father. Shark glared at his father's dull, sandy-colored scales. Happy hatching day, Glamour. Indigo was on the throne next to Xander's. Unlike Xander, Indigo had always been kind to Shark. She was more loving. Shark inched closer to his mother. Thanks, Mom. Glamour beamed. I can't wait for the celebration. Oh, and did you invite Tetra? I was hoping you actually did. Tetra, Shark remembered her, a silver water dragon with red zigzag patterns running down her back. Glamour met her about a year ago. I actually really like Tetra. Her story is kind of like cringe, obviously, because this is all cringe, but I actually really liked her design. I think back in the day, I actually got fan art of her and another character that we'll meet later, maybe not in this episode, but later in the series I'm gonna do. But it was of Tetra. I'll put it up on the screen if I find it. It was by a friend of mine that Riva. Unless I'm absolutely losing my mind, because I'm so bad at names and I haven't had like a good conversation with this person in a while. But they drew art of Tetra and then another character we'll meet later. And I really love this art. I'm gonna try and find it while I'm editing, but it's so good. Yes, we did, replied Indigo. Shark, do you have any last notice? Do you have anyone last notice you would like to bring to the palace? Shark remembered that would also... What the fuck is this grammar? Shark remembered that would also be celebrating his birthday party today. Okay, what the fuck was that? Because it is only a day after Glamour's. The question made him think of Sunset, but Shark didn't know where she lived, so he couldn't have them send a message. And he also couldn't ask Crocodile because he didn't know where he lived either. No, Shark replied sadly, I don't. We must prepare for the guests, said Xander. He pointed to a golden dragon. You, go set up the tables. The dragon nodded and trekked out of the room. Come on, Shark. Glamour dashed out of the room. More running, Shark complained to himself as he followed. Why? Where are we going now? Shark groaned. Outside, Glamour answered. It's come to my attention that you have no friends, so I'm going to introduce you to mine. Glamour opened the door that led outside. That was insane! Come to my attention that you have no friends. Oh my god. Glamour opened the door that led them outside. They began their walk down the gravel trail that led down the hill and into town. Why? What if I don't want friends, Shark protested. He already had a friend, Sunset. God, you just met this girl and he's already so down bad for her. That's the thing about Shark that's, funny. He's so obsessed with this girl. He's like Ashfur from Warrior Cats, if I'm gonna be dead ass. I really wanted bro to be like a Darkstalker Ashfur. He's so fucking emo and obsessed and dead ass creepy. Ugh. You make me sad, Shark, Glamour replied. Just try and make friends. I'm sure you'll be fine. Shark sighed. I can't stop you, can I? Nope, Glamour chuckled. They walked down the path and then turned to the grass to avoid the crowds of the busy town. They trotted down to the beach. There were water dragons about their age playing in the shallow waters. Glamour directed Shark to a group of 4 dragons. A silver dragon turned to Glamour, greeting him. Her bright blue eyes gleamed with joy. Glamour! Happy hatching day! Thanks, Tetra. Glamour smiled. I love you, Tetra. I might redesign her. I might reuse her. I don't know. Is this your brother, Glamour? A chubby gray-green dragon pointed to Shark. Yeah. Shark, these are my friends. Glamour flicked his tail at the 4 dragons. He pointed to Tetra. You already know Tetra. Then he pointed to the gray one. This is Seal. Then to the white and black one. This is Seagull. And finally to the minty green one. And this is Senshi. What is Senshi? Where did I get that name? What does that mean? I've completely forgotten. I'm gonna look that up real quick. We're looking it up. I want to know where I got this name from because I genuinely cannot. Okay. So apparently it means soldier or warrior in Japanese. I don't know where I got that name at all. What? I don't think this character is even important. Why the hell did I name him like soldier? Also, is the chubby gray-green one supposed to be Seal or Senshi? Because Seal's gray and Senshi's green, but I also remember Seal being characteristically chubby. My writing is confusing myself. I don't understand. Why'd you bring Shark? Seagull flicked his tail. Didn't you say he was boring? Shark's paws gripped the sand. Oh? What? Glamour stuttered. I never said that. And Grumpy, Seal chimed in. And stop! Glamour cut him off. Shark. Do you not like me? Shark felt sad. Do people think of me that way? He thought. Oh, my boy. Usually I would be bullying Shark, but that's actually, like, sad. I forgot this happened. Glamour whacked Seal with his tail. Shark, I didn't say those things. Please stay. Shark stayed. He felt uncomfortable, though. He saw his brother differently now. Glamour was more like his father than he had thought. He wished he could be with Sunset right now. After an hour or so of doing friend things, Shark and Glamour went home. They didn't speak to each other for the whole way home. As they entered, they heard yelling coming from the throne room. Shark and Glamour ran to the door and peeked inside. It was the royal scientist, Olivine, fighting with Xander. Olivine will be really important. Olivine is really, really, really fucking important. From what I remember, just thinking about it, he's written kind of shitty in some places. But, like, I was a really big fan of his name. I like the name Olivine. Alright, well, let's just keep going. Please, your majesty, listen to me, Olivine pleaded, his deep green tail lashing with anxiety. The mountain, it's really enough! Xander shouted. But, your majesty, Olivine continued. We've found high levels of igneous rock in that mountain. We believe it may be That's not going to happen, Olivine, Xander growled. It has never happened in our history. Now leave my throne room. Olivine nodded and turned to leave. As he went through the doorway, he stopped and turned to the dragonettes. Your father is being very irresponsible, he whispered. Olivine then turned to go up the stairs, mumbling something. Glamour gave Shark a worried look. Shark hopped out from behind the door and met Xander's angry eyes. What was that? Shark questioned. Do you not care about what your royal scientist has to say? Are you not concerned? Xander growled. You are not the king, Shark. Well, you aren't responsible, Shark spat back. Stop fighting, Indigo shouted. Glamour came out from behind the door, but stayed silent. What is wrong with him? Shark thought angrily. Glamour, Shark, you go upstairs and prepare for your hatching day celebration, Indigo was said, trying to change the subject. Okay. Glamour turned and ran upstairs. ran upstairs. I am so bad at this. Shark stared angrily at his father for a second, then nodded and went upstairs. Glamour and Shark were getting ready in their room. Xander and Indigo wanted them to look their best for the celebration. Shark still refused to talk to Glamour. What do you think Father and Olivine were talking about? Glamour tried to start the conversation. I'm sorry, you might hear my phone buzzing. I don't know if my recording is picking that up. Something crazy must be going on with the mountain, right? Shark didn't speak. He just sat on his side of the room, fiddling with the red fabric of his bed with his claws. Glamour's expression drooped. Geez, you really are a grumpy dragon, aren't you? He chuckled. I really didn't say those things about you. My friends were just joking, I promise. He totally did say those things. From what I remember about his character, he 100% said those things. No way in hell. He did not say those things. Fucking lying. Oh my god. He's an asshole. Shark didn't quite believe that yet. He lashed his tail with anger from all the things that had happened today. Fine, Glamour snapped. I don't need you anyway. Glamour had put 2 gold wristbands and a silver necklace with little amethyst gemstones hanging from it, matching his purple scales. Shark didn't care about looking pretty the way his brother did. It made the name Glamour fit him even more. Glamour charged out of the room, lashing his tail in frustration. Shark stood up and rummaged through the small cabinet under his desk. He knew he had to look nice to please his father, so he pulled out his wristband. He barely wore it. Now it reminded him of sunset, though. It was gold and studded with rubies. He put it on hesitantly, still wishing he didn't have to. As he walked downstairs, he heard dragons talking. The guests were starting to arrive. Another reason he hated being royalty. All these rich, important guests. Why couldn't he have a normal life? Just him and Sunset, like this morning. You met this girl once! One time for like, what was it, like 10 minutes? Oh my god. Just him and Sunset like this morning, like how he wanted it to be. Dragons would bow to him, and he would walk by, and he would smile and bow back until he eventually made it through the crowds. That switched fast. I couldn't even understand what was going on. So he's like going down into the palace now, and everyone's back to him. Dragons would bow to him as he would walk by, and he would smile and bow back until he eventually made it through the crowds to the throne room to sit next to his family. Soon after, Xander and Indigo got up and walked. Soon after, see, I don't use my fucking commas, so I don't know where the pauses are in the sentence. God. Learn to write. Anyway, soon after, there should be a comma there. Xander and Indigo got up and walked into the open doorway, and Glamour and Shark followed behind. Hello, everyone, Xander began. Today we are here to celebrate the hatching day of my son, Glamour. He turns 10 years old. Glamour stepped forward and puffed out his chest with pride. Is father even gonna mention me? Shark thought angrily. I thought this was for both of us. Does anyone care that I'm turning 10 too? Sunset cares. Yeah. Dude, shut up! Shut up about Sunset. Shark snapped out of it. He just missed his father's whole speech about how great Glamour is, which was fine with him because he didn't want to hear it anyways. The rest of the party was horrible. He hated crowds. He could see Glamour and his friend Tetra chatting up a storm with all the guests while Shark sat alone near the banquet. Though it was close, he didn't want to eat anything. He already felt sick from the crowd. Shark stared at the gold band on his wrist, wishing he could be with Sunset. Shut up! Dude! There's no way. You met her for 10 minutes, bro! 10 minutes! What if I just sneak upstairs? Shark thought. I'm sure nobody will notice. He's so emo! Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Where was I? Where was I? What if I just sneak upstairs? Shark thought. I'm sure nobody will notice. He walked through the crowd quietly and began walking up the stairs towards his room. He pushed open the door and walked inside, flopping onto his bed, exhausted. He sighed. He could still hear the commotion downstairs. A few minutes later, Indigo opened the door. Why aren't you at the party, dear? She asked calmly. Shark was glad it was Indigo instead of his father or brother. It's too crowded down there. I used the wrong two! Fuck! fine. It's too crowded down there, Shark replied. Oh my god, hold on a second again. Okay, sorry. It's too crowded down there, Shark replied. Well, your father wants you to attend, said Indigo. Please come down. Boy, Xander doesn't give a fuck. Shark got up. Fine. All right, Indigo smiled. Walk with me. Shark ran to the door and followed Indigo out. The rest of the party was more comfortable for Shark, mostly because he stayed by Indigo. The sun had just finished setting and the dragons were beginning to leave, and Shark and Glamour were walking up to their room. So, Glamour said uncomfortably, You gonna talk yet? Fine, Shark answered firmly. I'll talk to you. Glamour pushed open the door and they both went in. You were right. You were kinda right. Father was being very irresponsible with the whole mountain thing. I wonder what's even going on with that. What's igneous rock? It's lava rock, answered Shark, as he took off his wristband and set it on top of his desk. Like a volcano. A volcano? Glamour dropped his necklace and it hit the floor. He scrambled to pick it up and stuff it in his cabinet. It's fine, Shark reassured him. What are the chances it would erupt anytime soon? Yeah, I guess, Glamour sighed as he curled up on his bed. Good night, Shark. Good night. Shark tapped the globe hanging from their ceiling, and it all went dark. Shark curled up on his bed. As Shark fell asleep, he had this strange feeling that something important would happen tomorrow. And this is getting long, so that is where I'm gonna leave it off now. If you enjoyed this style of video where I laugh about the old things that I wrote when I was 12, 11, 13, if you enjoyed it, leave it a like. Leave me a like, and leave me a comment, maybe, I don't know. Bully Shark, please leave me some bullying Shark comments. I might even I was gonna say we might even make a little playlist so you can go watch his little cringe animations that I made. But honestly, if you scroll down far enough in my normal animation playlist, you'll see that crap too. If it isn't privated already, it might be privated. I don't know. Don't bully me. Don't bully me, please. I was emo and I was 12. Please leave me alone. But if you enjoyed, as I already said, leave me a like, leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a good rest of your day or night or whatever. Fuck you. Goodbye.
Edward? Hey! Hey!
3, 2, 1, go!
What the hell? Edward! Why are you wearing blue jeans? Why are you dressed like that? What are you doing?